For the Rebel.media, I'm Ezra Levant. I'm standing next to Her Majesty's Prison Belmarsh, a large prison in London where Tommy Robinson has been sent to serve his 9-month sentence for really committing journalism not approved by the state. Because of previous time served, he'll actually wind up being here for less than 3 months, but it's a very serious prison with a great number of terrorists and extremists here. In fact, for a while, this was called the UK's Guantanamo Bay. It was where terrorists and others were put in detention even before conviction on terrorist offenses. Notorious terrorists are in here. In fact, Anjem Choudhury, the ISIS recruiter, he served his sentence here in Belmarsh. How ironic that Tommy Robinson, whose mission has been to expose Islamism, he is in prison behind me. The reason I'm here, and I came early to make sure I got here on time, I'm going to visit Tommy Robinson, not just to give him my personal regards. I think it's a good thing to visit someone in prison, but to check on his treatment in prison, because for those of you who follow the Tommy Robinson case, you know that his last incarceration was one of abuse, and I think it's legitimate to even call it torture. As you may know, when Tommy was first thrown in prison for contempt of court, by the way, the Court of Appeal threw that out, quashed that conviction, he was sent to a prison called Her Majesty's Prison Hull, which was a very friendly and safe prison. Tommy was in the hospital wing all by himself. He could walk about. He was not under threat. And then suddenly, without explanation, warning, or appeal, Tommy was moved from HMP Hull, where he was safe, and sent to HMP Onley, one of the most dangerous prisons in Britain and notable for its control by Muslim prison gangs. Immediately the warden, or the governor as they call them over here, said, well, for your own safety, I've got to throw you in solitary confinement. And of course, not only did that mean that Tommy was isolated 23.5 hours a day, but he was denied food because, of course, the prison gangs worked the kitchens. And when you're in the general population, you go through the line like at a cafeteria and everyone gets their food ladled from the same tray. You can see your food before you get it. When you're in solitary, a special food package is sent to Stephen Yaxley Lennon. That's Tommy's legal name. So, of course, the prison gangs would know what Tommy's meal was. So Tommy couldn't eat that meal for fear of poisoning or other tampering, so he had to eat 1 can of tuna and 1 piece of fruit a day, and the prison warden would not allow him to buy more from the prison canteen, even with his own money. My point is, Tommy was starved in HMP Onley. He lost 40 pounds in 10 weeks. He was tortured. When you're in solitary confinement for 10 weeks straight, that's a form of torture. And of course, the half hour a day he was let out, he was shouted at, threatened by these Muslim prison gangs. So he had 23.5 hours a day of silence, half an hour being screamed at. I'm surprised the lad didn't go mad in jail. So that's actually why I'm here. Yes, to say hi to Tommy and give him regards from outside, but mainly to see with my own eyes and ears, to inspect his prison treatment, to ask him about his food, to ask him about, is he getting exercise? Is he getting medical care? Has he been threatened? Has he been abused either by staff or inmates? I want to ask him the questions that he was not asked last time. And I want to come back to the UK again and again, if necessary, to ensure that they don't pull a trick on him like they did last time when they, without notice, moved him to a dangerous prison. Obviously a purposeful act by someone in the prison authorities. So that's why I'm here. This is a quick update for you before I go in. According to my watch, I still have about 45 minutes before my scheduled time. Now, I was told that I can't bring anything into the meeting. No paper, no pencils, no computer, no phone, not even a watch. So I've done my best to remember all my questions for Tommy, and I'll do my best to remember his answers and report them to you. That report and all my videos from this trip will be at prisonreports.com. So I'll be back outside the prison, I guess in a couple hours, and I'll have an update then. For the Rebel.media, I'm Ezra Levant. I'm here in London visiting Tommy Robinson. He's in prison for contempt of court. I'm here to see how he's being treated in prison since he was abused last time. I'll give you all the news at prisonreports.com, where you can also chip in to help cover the costs of my flight, and I'd be grateful if you would.